Well, don't we have some interesting books today? Who's afraid of the big bad boogie? I'm afraid when I see the big bad boogie coming out of people's noses. It's scary. Go put that in a tissue for me, I say. All right. Let's have a look at this book, shall we? To Hayden and Max with Love, Tim. For Max and Jojo, Tom. Oh, somebody wrote this for their friends. Isn't that lovely? Who's afraid of the big bad boogie? Oh, is he picking his nose? We should get a tissue, shouldn't we? Once upon a time, in a faraway land, 3 boogies lived up a horrid, hairy nose of a master giant. Massive giant, sorry. Oh, here they are. 1, 2, 3. 3 boogers. Their names were James, Alice, and Big Bad Boogie. James and Alice were as sweet as can be, but the Big Bad Boogie was very naughty indeed. He loved pulling on the hairs inside the giant's revolting nose and making him sneeze. Did you all know that we've got little hairs up in our noses up there? You have a look next time you're in the mirror. They're in there. It stops all the dust and things going to our brains and lungs. One day the giant had enough. He stuck his finger up his nose and had a really good pick. "Help!" said James and Alice. "He's gonna pull us out and eat us." But the big bad boogie was bored of living up the giant's nose. He jumped onto the finger, shouting, "Yippee!" Oh, so he was on the giant's finger. The giant was going to eat the big bad boogie, so he was so big and so bad that the giant just flicked him away instead. There he goes. That's even dirtier than eating it, isn't it? I think we need to put it in a tissue. As the big bad boogie flew through the air, he sang, "Who's afraid of the big bad boogie, the big bad boogie, the big bad boogie? Who's afraid of the big bad boogie? Every one of you." Ooh. Then the big bad boogie went crashing through the roof of... Oh, is that Grandma's house? Oh no! Just as she was about to be eaten by the wolf, and he squished the wolf flat. Oh my goodness! Little Red Riding Hood came in and said, "Grandma, what a big boogie you got." "Ha ha," laughed the big boogie. "All the better to..." And he went bouncing over to... "All the better to squish you with," said the big bad boogie. "Don't you dare," said the woodcutter, waggling his axe. The 3 Little Bears' house. Just as Goldilocks was about to eat one of her bowls of porridge, the big bad boogie bounced into the first bowl. "Oh, ouch, too hot." Then the second bowl. "Oh, too cold." And lastly, into the third bowl. Just right. "I'm not eating that now," said Goldilocks. "It's got boogie in it." "Ha ha!" laughed the big bad boogie, and he went bouncing over to... Oh, goodness me, where do we go now? Cinderella's house? Oh, no. Just as the fairy godmother was turning a pumpkin into a carriage, it was the most beautiful carriage there ever was, until the big bad boogie come bouncing in. Oh dear, this is not going to be good, isn't it? And broke it to bits. Look at it. It's all shattered. So Cinderella had to go to the ball on a boogie instead. "Not happy," she said. But the big bad boogie didn't care. "Ha ha!" he laughed. And he went bouncing over to... Where did he go now? The palace? He went to the palace? While Cinderella was dancing with the handsome prince, the big bad boogie saw a princess about to kiss a frog. So he went bouncing over and squished the frog flat. If I'd kissed that frog, he might have turned into a prince, said the princess. But you're disgusting and ugly too, so if I kiss you, you might turn into my true love. She kissed the big bad boogie, but he just stayed the same. I feel sick now, said the princess. Yeah, she just kissed a boogie, didn't she? Ugh. That very moment, the clock at the palace tower struck midnight, and Cinderella ran away from the ball. She left her glass slipper behind on the stairs. The handsome prince said, I will marry the person who fits that slipper. The ugly sisters wanted to try it on, but before they could get a chance, oh no, what do you think happened here? The big bad boogie bounced into the glass slipper and it fitted him perfectly. Oh no, it's not how the story goes, is it? Will you marry me? Asked the handsome prince with a tender sigh. I don't see why not, said the big bad boogie. Because you spoiled my story, that's why not, said Cinderella, storming up to the big bad boogie. She was very cross. And mine, said the princess with the frog. And mine, said Goldilocks. And mine, said Little Red Riding Hood. The big bad boogie looked around at all their faces. They were very, very upset. The big bad boogie had never been enormously naughty. He had spoiled everything, and he knew he should feel very ashamed indeed. I wonder if he did feel sorry for what he'd done. But he didn't. Ha ha, laughed the big bad boogie, and he sang, who's afraid of the big bad boogie, the big bad boogie, the big bad boogie? Who's afraid of the big bad boogie? Every one of you. Yes, I'll marry you, he said to the handsome prince, and they went bouncing off into the sunset to live happily ever after when the massive giant picked up the big bad boogie and decided to eat him after all. Yuck, said the giant. The end. So where's the big bad boogie now? Oh, it's in his belly. And then all of the friends lived happily ever after. So maybe we need to put our boogies into a tissue when we blow our nose. And don't forget to use your manners. Excuse me. All right, have a lovely day. Bye.